Good morning. I think I'm on, aren't I? Yes. Okay, good morning, everyone. Boy, it's so great to see so many people and so many boots today. Everybody wears their boots when it gets below 60, I think. So, today, my name's Pam Lambert, and I'm a practitioner here. And I'm going to do our meditation today. So I'm also setting my timer. Since I didn't bring my watch, I'm really scattered, I guess, today. But hopefully we'll all calm down, me most foremost. So let's all take a deep breath and get settled in this sacred space, our sanctuary. We're all sitting on our labyrinth, giving us some kind of mystic energy, knowing that today is a grand and glorious day. So today my meditation is about intention. So I want everyone to know that they are totally safe and supported. We're in our chairs. The law and God supports us just like our chair does. We never expect it to drop from under us. We always expect to be fully supported, always. So if you haven't closed your eyes, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. We're going to take a little trip, a little walk. Try something different and place your hands on your lap. Bring them close together, and then place your right palm over your left, both facing upwards. And now we're going to do a little quick scan and go from our head down through our shoulders, our torso, our legs, our toes. Everything is getting completely relaxed. And now allow your breath, pay attention to your breath as it moves in and out. Breathing through your nose, feel the cold air go through your nose and the warm air coming out. Go down to your abdomen and see your abdomen expand and move out, in and out with each breath. Bringing your attention upwards and noticing your chest moving in and out with each breath. And your shoulders going up and down just a little bit with each breath. And now that we're feeling relaxed, putting all our to-do list aside and just trying to clear our mind a little, we're going to take a little stroll in our mind. And if you can picture yourself standing in the middle of a wooded area, see a lush green forest full of trees. There are lots of birds chirping about, butterflies fluttering from plant to plant, the sunshine streaming through the trees. You can feel the sun kind of warm on your face through the trees. If you kick your shoes off, you'll feel the green grass under your feet. And there's a cool breeze that gently touches you softly, making you feel cool and comfortable. Now you look down at your hand and there is something in your right hand. Open it and see what's there. There are 3 seeds lying there. They can be any color you choose and any texture that you choose. Each seed is different. They are each beautiful. As you look at your seeds, you are filled with deep joy. You don't know why, but there's a sense of great potential, a little excitement. These are seeds of your intention. Close your fist and walk forward on the grass through the forest. It's perfectly safe and beautiful there, and you belong there. As you keep walking, you reach a clearing. There are no trees, and the earth has no grass on it. Instead, it's smelling fresh and earthy. The soil has been turned over, and it is ready, just waiting for you to plant your seeds of intention. Move your seeds into the other hand and walk to any spot you like in the clearing. Bend down and with your other hand, touch the soil. Take some between your fingers. How does it feel? Is it a little wet, a little moist? If you want, you can even pick some up and smell it. It's beautiful, deep, rich, dark soil, very fertile. So we know that this is the perfect place to plant your first seed. Gently make a hole using your fingers and your palm. Pick one seed up of your choosing and take a look at it. This is your first seed of intention. It is the intention you have for good of the world. What do you wish for the world? Peace, health, joy. It can even contain all of this and more. Hold it in your hand and energize that seed. Energize that seed with your deep love. Let the energy flow from your heart, through your hand, and into the seed. Then, with a big smile, place the seed in the hole in the ground and cover it gently with the soil. Tap the soil over it, and this is your first seed planted. Looking next to you, you'll see some colorful little markers, little garden markers, little wooden sticks painted in different colors. Pick any one of them and plant it next to the seed so you know the exact location where you planted it. Pick up 2 more markers, any color you choose, and then get up and walk to a second location in the clearing. You don't know if these seeds are going to grow into small plants or large trees, so make sure you leave plenty of space between the first seed and the second seed. So when you find the very perfect spot, sit down again, dig a hole, and pick up the second seed and look at it. This is the seed with which you plant your intentions, your love for all the people in your life. Everyone you love, everyone you've ever met, humans, animals, all the critters, every single one who has crossed paths with you. Fill the seed up with lots of love and gratitude, sending positive energy from your heart through your hand and into the seed, and all the good things that you want. Wonderful things. It can even be for people who have passed on, loved ones, or maybe ancestors. Stream all your good intentions into the seed and place it in the soil. Cover it up, tap it with love, and move on. You know that this is going to be a tree, and it is going to grow into something so beautiful and so loving. Take another colored marker and plant it next to the seed to mark its position. And now start walking towards the third point, away from the first 2. And as you're walking into the clearing, infuse the third and final seed with all the intentions that you have for yourself. Who do you want to be? What do you want to feel? What do you want your life to look like? And then when you infuse these intentions into the third seed, you arrive at the perfect spot to plant it. Sit down again, dig a hole, and with love streaming from your heart into the seed, plant the seed in the soil, cover it up, tap it gently, and take the third marker and mark the spot. Now get up and walk a little away to a spot where you can view all 3 markers, all the 3 spots in which you've planted your seeds of intention. Feel grateful for the soil, for the nourishment, for the protection, and the home that it's going to provide for your seeds, your precious seeds of intention. Know that you're going to come back and spend more time with the seeds, to nurture them, to attend to them as they sprout and grow and become what they're meant to be. With joy and a smile on your face, start walking away from the clearing. through the forest on the grass, and then gently coming back to your body. Come back to the present, your present moment. Back into the room, our sanctuary, on our labyrinth. When you're ready, take a deep breath in and let it out with a sigh. Now take your palms and rub them together. Place them gently, cupping them over your eyes, and feel that warmth. And as you move them away, blink and slowly open your eyes. Namaste. Oh, so we'll start our celebration at 10:30, and you're welcome to either sit here and continue to relax, or go out in the lobby for coffee or to talk with your friends, and we'll see you back at 10:30. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. My name is Linda. I'm one of the licensed practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living, and I want to personally welcome you to our Sunday celebration, where we are here celebrating your spiritual magnificence. Yay! And Ernest Holmes, of course, is the founder of the philosophy that we learn and teach here. And we recognize the truths found in all spiritual teachings, both traditional and contemporary. So for more information about the science of mind philosophy, you can visit our information table in the back with all those beautiful signs and a bunch of opportunities to take classes and to serve in our community. And you can also visit the website at cslcapecoral.org. There's lots of cool stuff on there. And now we are going to get all fired up with our Big Love Band. So give them a warm welcome.
Good morning. All right, if you were here last week, I think you know this one. Yay.
So now that we're all warmed up, get those hands back together and let it do our blessing. Woo! Repeat with me the words on the screen. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you. We love you. And we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center. Woo! So it is time for any of our little ones to go back with Janine, it looks like today. Oh, with Dawn today. And Phyllis. Have fun, guys. And we are still looking for a team lead for the activities teams. It does not mean that B and I are abandoning ship. It just means that we're still on the team and that we just are looking for a team lead. So if you're interested in that, one of us can certainly help you with how you go about doing that. So please see me or B if you're interested in that. And something very special is getting ready on here. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Jeremy and Cassie's wedding shower. So it is going to be Saturday, February 1st, 11 to 2 o'clock, a luncheon here at CSL Cape Coral. And it looks like there's food and games and dancing, and everybody's invited. So please RSVP to Malika so she can have enough food and refreshments for you. And we want to give a shout out to Pam Lambert over there, who led us in a very beautiful meditation, for those of you who are here to enjoy it this morning. And she's holding high watch over there, which means she's in a meditative state, just holding the highest and best for all the ongoings here today and for unto forevermore. That's what us practitioners do for you guys. We're holding that high watch always, and Pam's doing it in a concentrated fashion over there. She's not sleeping. She's just doing that. And for us to attract our new minister, we recognize that we must become in vibrational alignment with that with which we desire. So please join in repeating our community affirmation on the screen. We are a loving and heart-centered community. We are dynamic and charismatic, steeped in science of mind. We are all visionaries, inspired and motivated into action, doing so with joy, laughter, fun, and humor. And so it is. And now for our vision statement for our new minister. So please join in repeating this one together. Our new minister is loving and heart-centered. They are a dynamic and charismatic speaker who is steeped in the science of mind. As a visionary, they inspire the community, motivating us into action, doing so with joy, laughter, fun, and humor. And so it is. And now the Big Love Band's going to take back over with the thing itself. Give them some love.
Go ahead, Sam. The thing itself is beautiful. The thing itself is magnificent. The thing itself goes by many names. Some people call it God, Buddha, Allah, Muhammad. Call it Father or a four-speed blender. You can call it Mother if that don't send you on a bender. You can call it power or something gentle. I got invented to recall the fundamentals. It's A, absolute, E, energy, I, infinite, oh, oneness in you. you will call it through you to guide your thoughts and deeds and care for every need. So bless the paths you explore it, and if you happen to be searching for it, it's A, absolute, E, energy, I, infinite, oh, oneness, and you is universal. And then there is why, because, why, because, there's you. Let's not forget about you. The sun still shines when it's cloudy, and you're still divine when you're pouty. You rage and you dream, you hope and you scream, you curse and you care, and it's always there because it's A, absolute, E, energy, I, infinite, oh, oneness, and you is universal. And then there is why, because, because there's you. Let's not forget about you.
That was so beautiful. Thank you. Upcoming beautification days are on the way. We have Monday, January 13th at 8:30, and Saturday, January 25th, 10 to 12. So please come and enjoy a day working outdoors and beautifying the center. And I always know I feel so great when I get my hands in the dirt. And you get some vitamin D as well. So please come join us. And what do we got next there, Cassie? We have more beautification days? So we have some in February, the 22nd, and they're serving a breakfast and lunch served. Yay. So you got to make it for that one. And just come out and enjoy the day. It's always so great getting together here at the center. So it's now 2025, so it's time to divinely align yourself. And Melissa is helping us do that with Melissa's meditations. And the title of this one is Remember, Release, Recreate. She's doing that on Saturday, January 18th, which I believe is next weekend, correct? Yay. And that's going to be from 8 a.m. to 12. You can pay in advance with at our website, or I'm sure you can contact Melissa. And it's a sliding scale, anywhere from $30 to $50. And come and just get your divine alignment on. Thank you, Melissa. And we have another workshop, The Wonders of the Labyrinth. And this beautiful Lydia is going to be coming here and teaching us all about labyrinths. And at the end, she's going to be doing a beautiful 30-minute meditation with us. So please do come out and check that out. That's going to be on the 19th, noon to 2 o'clock with a $20 love donation. So that's going to be after service. And dun, da, da, dun, da, da, da. Kat is squirming in her chair over there. Would you like to come and talk about your vision board, Kat?
I'm so excited about this vision board. Thriving in 2025. It's all about the dreams that are inside of you that need to come out and envision this future, all of these possibilities. And sometimes it can get a little mucky and you're sure like, oh, do I put that here, put this here? I'm gonna put you in alignment. I'm gonna help you go all the way through it step by step, and you're gonna come out with a wonderful vision board of your dreams and the things that you want to accomplish and thrive in 2025. It's gonna be awesome. So I wanna see everybody there. Thanks.
And I went to the last one she had. She brings all kinds of cool stuff here, stuff for borders and just all kinds of cool stuff. And she brings us boards. And I actually have been saving magazines, so remind me to get with you because I have a bunch more to give you. So there's going to be a plethora of stuff here to play with. So do come out for that. And what kind of tape? Washi tape. Okay. Can't wait to play with that. So if you are curious about Sinners for Spiritual Living and you are interested in becoming a member and want to find more about what that means, join us on, that one's a real light one, 2/9 after Sunday celebration, and we will give you more information and tell you how about becoming a member here, which is awesome. And looks like we have another amazing song. Is this a new one, Ralph?
Yes, brand new premiere for...
A premiere? All right. So let's give him some love.
So glad to have you back, Ralph. Yay.
Well, this tune came as a result of a Karen Drucker workshop on setting intentions, actually. And she said, this is on Sunday afternoon, she said, tomorrow, set your intention for something you're going to do tomorrow on Monday. And so I set an intention to write a song, because I'm a songwriter. And so what should I write this song about? Well, obviously setting intentions is what I should write a song about. So I did. So you can dance if you want to. Just set your intention.
Set your intention.
In the morning when you rise.
Set your intention.
Keep them right there in front of you. They will materialize. Just set your intention.
Set your intention.
Make it part of your plan.
Set your intention.
Do what you must to make it your reality. Because you know that you can. Don't need nobody's permission. Nobody needs to approve. Nobody's paying attention. They got their own mountain soon. Don't have to do it all at one time. No need to bite off more than you can chew. Keep moving forward one step at a time. No telling what you can do. If you just set your intention,
Set your intention.
make it part of your plan.
Set your
Do
intention.
what you must to make it your reality. Because you know that you can. If you just set your intention.
Set your
In
intention.
the morning when you rise,
Set your
keep
intention.
them right there in front of you. They will materialize. If you're not satisfied with all of your life, no need for you to cast blame. You got the power within you to change. Your good is waiting to claim. First start out with a good foundation. Build on it up to the top. Add layers to it like a tapestry.
morning when you rise, set your intention. Even right there in front of you, they will materialize. Just set your intention. Set your intention. Just set your intention. Set your intention. Just set your intention. Set your intention. And do the best that you can. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. It is so nice to have you back and with another new song. So hopefully you got some more for us while you're here. Yay. And now it is my great honor to introduce, let us welcome our beautiful beloved Shell Redfern as she is going to give us a reading and prayer this week. So come on up, Reverend Shell.
Good morning. I'm going to take a moment to do a shameless. I'm going to do a shameless self-promotion here. I'm teaching a class beginning this Tuesday, and it's Essential Earnest, which is Essential Earnest Holmes. So it focuses right in on Ernest Holmes' writings, and he's the founder of this teaching. And it kind of came to mind because my reading today is from The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. And The Power of Decision was my very first class at this center. And I got in that class, and at the time, the education was structured entirely differently. We had the 100 level, the 200 level, 300, 400 was practitioner, 500, 600, 700 was minister. So that's 7 years of study, just so you know, to get here, 7 years of study. This is not a mail-in thing. And so I started at the 200s and then went back and did the 100s. And this class impacted me so much, I just kept studying and studying and studying. And Essential Earnest can do that for you. If you've never taken a class here, please do. It will change your life for the absolute better. It will open things up like you've never experienced before. If you're nervous about the money, it can be $20 a month, it can be $50 quarterly, or talk to me, we'll work on a scholarship for you because taking this class will change that situation. So Essential Earnest, Tuesday nights, online or in person, beginning this Tuesday, and now the reading. Okay, the reading is actually from the Power, oh, that's what you were saying, what time, 6 to 8? 6 to 8. I thought you were telling me, go on, Shell. The reading's very short, though. The reading is from The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker, page 26. You are not an observer of the universe. You are a vital participant of the universe. Let no one ever again tell you of your unimportance. God did not make a mistake when you were born. Intelligence created you to live in these times because you are equipped to meet the challenges of these times. You are the right person in the right place to create a right world for yourself. All of the resources of the infinite are already yours. They need you as a means of self-expression. I'm going to repeat that. All of the resources of the infinite are already yours. They need you as a means of self-expression. You are the result of your past decisions. You become and experience the results of your present decisions. Join me in deciding on the side of greatness. Let's take that into prayer. So we're going to take a moment here at the beginning of this prayer. I'm inviting you to bring a situation or a person or maybe even yourself into something that we call standing in the light. And when we stand in the light, it's the light of awareness. And the light of awareness is knowing what the truth is about ourselves, the truth of that situation. So if there is a dis-ease, know with clarity the other side of that. All is well. If there is a struggle, know the other side of that. There is peace, there is well-being. So let's take a moment and bring ourselves or a situation or a person into our mind's eye and know the truth about that situation. Know the truth of it. Know it strongly. And I invite you to now just speak your own name and put it into this sacred circle of light. Shall. And this is what I know. I know today is the day that everything changes. I know that today is the day that we create a space of allowing for spirit to flow as never before. I know that today there is a rise within us. There is so much joy. There is so much love. There is so much laughter. There's so much peace, and it is overflowing. It can't help but overflow. It is touching and impacting each and every part of our life. Our life is exploding with goodness. Our life is exploding with godness. And it's because we have said yes. Right here, right now, we are saying yes to a greater possibility of life. As life is waiting for us to do this right here and now. We stand expecting good, expecting love, expecting joy, expecting peace. And I know without a doubt that love, joy, peace is each and everyone's experience of life. Right here, right now. I am just so grateful. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be in this thing called life, to experience this thing called life. I'm so grateful. And this gratitude just flows and grows with more and more to be grateful for. So I release all that has been said right here and now, knowing grace, ease, peace, poise, fun, and laughter is the order of the day. And I invite you to claim and anchor that with me by saying, and so it is. So be it. Well, Reverend Chris is going to be joining us online today, so please help me welcome Reverend Chris.
Thank you, Reverend Shell. And grand rising, everybody. It's great to be in your presence, even though I can't see you. But, it's still connected to my happy place. So thank you for being there, because without that, I wouldn't be here doing this. So thank you. Okay, so I want you to think a little bit about, when we need something. And so maybe it's, you need something at home. And so perhaps you want to go shopping online. You go to the website, you seek for what it is that you want. Maybe you look at some reviews and make sure that this one's the best one, or maybe you compare it with this one. And then you click on it, place it in your cart, and then you have to go to your cart. You have to choose an address where that's going and choose a payment method, all of that. You take all these steps, and hopefully you hit enough of them that product that you needed is going to arrive where you need it, when you need it. Well, taking these steps is part of the process. And so when we're talking about, creating our best life, when we're talking about, attracting to us the situations or the things that we desire, the things that we know would make life, more enjoyable for ourselves and enjoyable for those around us, there's steps that we can take to help, help kind of optimize or nothing's a guarantee in life, but there's steps that we can take that help increase the odds of success, increase the odds of achieving what it is that we're doing. And so this week we're talking about making space for it. And so one of these concepts that I heard several years ago, Ernest Holmes talks repeatedly about this idea of the mental equivalent. You have to have a mental equivalent of what it is that you want to experience or manifest in your life. And what that mental equivalent is that in your mind, you have to, one, believe that it's possible, and two, you act as if that thing is already done. Neville Goddard taught that idea. He was one of the early New Thought teachers. He said, acting as if it's already done creates that energy, that vibration within you that helps attract what it is that you're bringing to you. Now, if you watch the teaser, I again reference the reticular activating system. I reference that all the time because it's a tangible and practical reason of why our thoughts really do create our world and really do attract to us the things that we are thinking about the most. So by making space for something, we are adding one more of those steps into our being that helps ensure that we'll take inspired action to help also to create a vibration that makes it harmonious for those things to show up in our lives. Like if we want to attract something in our life, but there's something in the back of our mind that says, but that could be problematic. It could cause this problem if that happens. So your conscious mind says, I want this thing in my life, but in the back of your mind, you're like, do I really though? Because that it's going to create this problem. I'm going to have to then, have this bill or whatever, all the reasons of why you may not want that thing. If those are running the program in the back of your mind, you're in conflict and you're sending the universe a mixed message. So we want to be clear on what it is that we want to experience. And when I'm talking about like what we want to experience, I mean like everything. So, a lot of times when people get into spiritual community, right away the focus is like, I need a car that's dependable. So I want to manifest a car. A lot of times it begins with things. You'll hear people manifest parking spots. I'm going to this place, it's always busy, but I want to get a parking spot and I want it to be close, and we visualize it. And that's kind of the path that people find themselves on in the spiritual journey. And it grows and expands because then it might shift into more kind of situational kind of stuff. I want harmony in my house. I would like to experience more peace in my community. I would like to experience less, crime, things like that. So anything that it is that we desire, it's not just stuff, it's all of it, all of our collective way of being. So a concept that, I've heard in law of attraction and manifestation circles is that you make space for it. For instance, if somebody is wanting to attract a companion, a significant other into their life, and they've been living alone for many years, and they have their house kind of full with their own living stuff, and they're thinking in the back of their minds, when I have that companion, I've got too much stuff here. We're going to have to, that person's going to need a closet for their clothes. That person's probably going to have some other books that'll go on my bookshelf, things like that. And so, when that person comes, you're going to have to do some rearranging and maybe some cleaning and preparing to integrate them and make that a harmonious situation. So making space for it could be, somebody's coming. Why don't I clear off some of that space on the bookshelf now, and their books can go here. Maybe things will shift a little when they come in, but setting up this this idea in this space. I'm going to clear a little space in the closet. That is for this person that I know is coming. So part of the energetic behind this idea is the idea of expectancy. That creating that mental equivalent that Ernest Holmes talked about. When you do something that shows like you really expect this thing to happen, if the person, cleared out half of their closet, donated half of their clothes to the thrift store, all of those things, it sends a pretty clear message to our subconscious mind, which is where that reticular activating system comes in and helps filter information to us that helps make that happen. And it's also sending that intention out into the universe where, the science of mind, we teach, and I myself personally firmly believe that there is only one mind. And so when we think something in our mind, it's being thought in that one universal mind, which everybody is part of. So that person that you're attracting to you on a subconscious, subjective level, it's receiving guidance from within that universal mind that this space is being created. Things start to happen. It's really important when we are trying to create our lives that we become clear on what it is, and then we start to expect it and take steps. So whether it's, if you're working a job and there's, that promotion that you want, and so you're thinking to yourself, well, when I get that promotion, I'll have to, start dressing a little nicer. I'll have to be working different hours to where maybe I'll need to start bringing a lunch to work with me. Things like this, that acting as if, like, okay, so if I have that promotion, these are the things I'm going to have to do. I'm going to start doing them now so that when that time comes, I'm ready. So I'm hoping, that makes sense for everybody. So that's kind of how we can manifest the things to us and into our lives. Now, it doesn't end there. So, last week we did the white seashells of what it is that we're calling into our lives. But the week before that, we picked something that is in our lives that's not serving us, that we want to release. That's that same idea. We were making space for the next thing that we're going to call in. So this concept works with stuff and situations, but it also works with our own personal beliefs, our personal attitudes, that tape, that inner self-talk that we run just on a loop over and over again. We can affect and shift all of that in that same way. So we need to create space to hold the higher thoughts about ourselves, create space to hold the higher thoughts for our community, for the world at large, knowing that we are all part of that one. And so creating space within, we begin by going within. Just how Pam guided us through a lovely meditation today with some nice visualizations. We were planting seeds. We're always planting those seeds. But for, I think, the majority of people, and I certainly know this was true for me until I started studying these concepts, and it wasn't until, as Rev Shell pointed out, I took my first Science of Mind class that all of a sudden now I had like a regular schedule. Like every week I'm doing this homework. Every week I'm thinking about this. I'm writing this in my journal. It's taking those steps. And the more of those steps you take, the more that it creates that reality that you're looking to experience. One second here. So drawing in that intention that we had last week, we ready the mind. We have create the fertile soil for those seeds to be planted. And so what I was talking about just a second ago is that for me, before I found Science of Mind, and what I think most people do, we kind of just go through life almost on an autopilot type way. We have desires, things come to us in our minds, and we're like, that would be nice. I would like to do that. And that's planting seeds. And sometimes that might be all it takes, all that's needed. And many other times it takes more than that. We're planting seeds, we're receiving guidance, we're taking action. So like getting back again to where I was before Science of Mind, just going through life on autopilot with those desires, we don't we're not setting anything in motion that helps attract all that to us. And so then it still ends up being kind of this living at the whim of the world around us. We have desires and intentions, and we might kind of point ourselves in those directions. But if we can add on, more of these steps and efforts of creating the space and creating that vibration, then the chances, the probability of these things happening, they greatly increase. And so the way that we then do that clearing out, kind of like the way we would clear out the closet to make space for that SO's, belongings when they come in, we do the same thing in our mind. And that's why we so heavily encourage a meditation program, a practice every day, taking a moment, even if it's for 1 minute, like it's better than nothing. And it's just sitting down, and a million ways of meditating. There's no wrong way. Setting that intention and then taking that action to do it is the most important part. And so, I don't want anybody to ever feel that it's got to be a certain way. It's got to be a certain amount of time. I have to sit, specifically rigid. Just begin right where you are and just begin by observing. The more times that we just go within, we watch our breath, and then as we're watching, and then thoughts about yesterday come up, or worries about the future come up. When we take notice of those things, that's our mind learning to be focused, learning to be intentional. So then when those other things come up, if it's something that serves us, we recognize it. If it's something that comes up that's, I'll use the word negative, because in our physical reality, we definitely have negative and positive things. That's part of our experience to help us decide who and what we are. So then as some of those thoughts that come up that are negative, maybe you're intending to, what's a good example? You're intending to hike more to get in better shape. So then when you're meditating, you're taking your time to clear your mental space, to make space for the attitude that says, I am healthy. I am, today it feels good to go outside and exercise. So then when we're in our quiet time in our mental space and you're sitting there, and then a thought pops up that says, it's hard work going out and, walking around through nature. I don't know if I want to do it. So you hear that thought, like it's hard work. So then just observing it, like, okay, that thought was there, but that's not true. So that's a thought I'm going to weed out. And instead, I'm going to place in a new thought that says, moving my legs feels good and it makes my mind feel better. Something along those lines. And so the more time that we spend in our quietude, intentional time to go within, see what thoughts are rolling through our head, we are making space for the thoughts that serve us. And we learn to recognize, the thing that we wanted to release, we release it. And at the same time, from my experience and practices, those things still are there. We release them, but depending on how ingrained it was, how traumatic or intense something was, there's residual energy and thoughts that remain. And so as we're going through our days and our week, through our whole year, anytime that thing that you released kind of peeks in a little bit, that's your opportunity again to clear that space. And then, like thinking the perfect antidote is to then call in what your shell intention was. So can only hold one thought at a time. So when you find yourself in a place of fearful thoughts, a place of worry about the future or what's going to happen even just today, taking a breath and patting yourself for having that recognition, and then drawing in a thought that is more conducive. And through that process, you create a way of being, you create a vibration that makes it conducive for your life situation to change and improve. And that reticular activating system, when you've made that decision and you made that choice, as Ralph Waldo Emerson told us, the universe conspires to make that happen. When you have become clear on something and you made a choice and you're like, yes, I'm marching in that direction. I'm no longer just having a vague wish or a vague desire of what I want to see. I decided now I want that in my life and I am going to move towards it. And when we do, the universe does seem to work with us and make it happen. And it's really amazing how it can. Because once you have that intention, you start to act in a different way that helps. And you also start to just mention, you might mention to a friend here that this is something that you're doing. And that friend might recognize like, oh, you might be interested in this place over here that is already doing something similar to that. And maybe just that was the step that you need. It's really amazing and miraculous how when we set that intentions and we put something out there, stuff really does start to show up in our lives. So I want to remind last year, at the beginning of the year, I talked about this idea of moving in the direction. And I want to put that in here again, because when we set like a resolution, for the year, it might be, something kind of lofty. And I'm trying to think of how best to say this. A lot of times we set a resolution and it's something big, and it's, like I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week. And for most people, and this is a pretty repeatable phenomenon that happens, by when you go to the gym on January 2nd, the place is packed. And then when you go on February 2nd, it's about half of that. And then when you go on March the 2nd, it's right back to where it is for the rest of the year. It's got a set level, because people make these intentions, declare an intention at New Year's, and then a resolution. And then as soon as you start moving forward, all of a sudden, like, you just couldn't hit 5 times this week, you only hit 4. Now all of a sudden it starts to feel like you failed. And so then that next week, it's easier to say, well, my resolution's already shot, so I guess I don't really have to go to the gym today. And our dreams and our intentions and goals just kind of get squashed. And so instead of setting like this huge resolution, or setting like, these big things that we like have to stick to, instead of making it an end goal, we make it a direction. So I want to get healthier in this year. And if I could go to the gym 5 days a week, that would certainly help. That would be great. But there's a lot of other things that can also contribute to my health. And so if I forget to go, or if I'm unable, don't have the motivation to go to the gym this day, that's okay. I'm pointing in that direction. I can go tomorrow. I'm not going to lose the motivation. I won't let myself skip twice in a row. But since I did skip and I'm here at home, what is one little thing that I can do today that moves me in that direction? And I will do that. And maybe I guess, the other idea I want to put here is, don't underestimate the value and the importance of those small little steps. I was speaking with my uncle recently, and he talked about a book called Atomic Habits. And it's the idea that just getting 1% better every day, one tiny amount, one thing that moves you in that direction of that intention or goal, has huge power. Think about the idea of water. One drop of water, if it keeps landing on a stone, on a flat rock, over and over and over again, eventually that rock will have an indentation where that water has just repeatedly hit. There's power in little things that are repeated over and over again. And so just creating that direction that we want to move in, and then taking a small step, at least a small step, every day in that direction, it starts to create that reality around us. And now, you've heard me talk a lot about the idea of the macro and the micro, as above, so below. Everything in this universe is connected, and it all works in like ways of repetition, like fractals. So our individual spiritual work, it comes about of setting an intention of what we want to see, and then going within and seeing what's there that blocks that, and then using as we block it, then we're creating the space to positively affirm what it is we're experiencing. We do that on a collective level as we start to collectively make intentions to create harmony and peace. The things that are not harmonious and peaceful will come to the surface. They will come to our awareness in order for us to say, that's one of those things that's a barrier to what we want to experience. So we need to, instead of this concept, this idea, or repeated prejudice or biases of the collective, instead start to plant like what it is that's true. What is it that we want to experience, creating that space for that future that we want to manifest, that we are manifesting in the now. And so it's everything that we do within ourselves contributes to that collective shift, and every small little drop contributes over and over again. And so really, just becoming aware in our minds of what we're repeating, the thoughts and the ideas that we're repeating. Okay, so today is my last Zoom talk coming in from Colorado, and I think it's starting to hit me a little bit. I think I've been in denial that my time at Cape Coral is coming to an end, and it's starting to get a little emotional for me because I've really come to love everybody there. It's a really awesome community, and so it's hard. With that being said, what I'm trying to do is become clear on like what is it that I really want to make sure I leave in the minds of people there. And it's this idea. If I can get Cassie to forward the slides, it's just one slide, and then we'll have our regular 3 slides. But this slide sums up on what it is my philosophy for the world is. So if she can go one forward. So this is a quote from Chief Seattle, and he said, "Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together." So this is what I want to make sure that I this is part of my rebranding of myself, I guess, of really trying to find like what my intention and what my niche might be. And it's this idea I talked about last week of the good kind of selfish. We all affect one another, and kind of the ways we talk about creating the shift in consciousness, creating a world that works for everyone, but a shift in consciousness to where we have evolved mentally and spiritually, and then that also contributes to our physical reality. It is our old ways of being, was kind of like take care of me and take care of mine, first. We have to do that. And that's served us well. It's gotten us to where we are. But we've gotten to a point now where if we want to move forward, if we want to create a new way of being, we have to recognize that when one person's suffering, we're not all there. And if we want to not experience, crime and jealousy, theft, and violence, we have to make sure that we're meeting the needs of everybody. If everybody's needs are being met and addressed, a large, if not all, a large portion of those other challenges would disappear. By wanting the best for somebody else, that's how we help ensure the best for ourselves. If you want something in life, you learn how to give that to another person and see how it shows up for you. And the tiniest of things have much larger impact than we can ever imagine. We can look out to the world, look at the news, look at the things that are out of our control, and it can feel hopeless. And it can feel, like me doing one nice thing for somebody else, or, just the smallest of tiny gestures can seem insignificant. But what I want to say is we have those big things out there in the world that are out of our control, but those really aren't the big things. Those are manifestations of what's going on within all individuals' minds and hearts. And we have not placed enough importance on how powerful we are as individuals. So when you hold a thought for something better, it creates that energy in our collective, which really does have a vibration, and it really will cause you to act in ways that create more of that harmony, and it will also ripple out and affect others to create their harmony, and it continues on. So let's go ahead and we'll go through our practice for the day, and then I'll leave you with one thought. So our spiritual principle, so if we can advance the slides, our spiritual principle for this week is the physical universe is the manifest body of the one infinite reality, and the one infinite reality is more than the physical universe. Creation is an expression of the one infinite reality. It is inherently good and is ever evolving toward greater expression of good. The physical universe is the body of the one infinite reality, and the one infinite reality, you'll notice, is in all caps. We're talking about the divine, spirit, the universe, God, essentially, whatever term you like. But that this thing that we're talking about, as Ernest Holmes called it, the thing itself, for lack of any other more appropriate term, is more than the physical universe. It's all thought, it's all awareness and all consciousness, and that's what we all come from. And so that's where all of our work begins, and we take physical action to make that happen. So our spiritual practice this week on the next slide, really simple, living as if. So making space for what it is that you want to attract into your life, making decisions based on what your intention is for the year, and holding that vibration as if that intention for the year is already here. So then as you live life, as you come up against new decisions and choices, then ask yourself, well, if that thing was already a reality, which in the mind of spirit, it already is as soon as you have made that concrete decision. So if that thing was already being experienced in this physical reality that we're in, how would I show up as if that's the case? And constantly doing that little drop of water that whittles away at the rock, it's that same thing, pointing ourselves in the direction that we go and then living as if. And so then our affirmation on the final slide is, I embrace divine guidance and the profound peace it brings. So I'm unable to hear you from my end, but I'm assuming that everybody will repeat this with me. And when you do, really put some feeling into it, and as feeling as if this is already true. So let's read this together with some feeling and some oomph. I embrace divine guidance and the profound peace it brings. One last time. I embrace divine guidance and the profound peace it brings. And so that divine guidance that does come to us, the more that we're able to still our mind and invite that divine guidance, the more that it shows up for us, and the more part of our nature it becomes. And I make this promise to you: if you take these steps, if you set these intentions, and if you daily do something, even the most tiny of things that point you in that direction of your intention, your life situation will improve. There's no guarantee that everything's going to be exactly how you pictured, which the universe is wonderful because it shows up in ways that you could have never imagined. And there's nothing that guarantees this end result, and there's nothing that guarantees what I'm saying here, where I promise you will experience life in a more powerful way. And there's always the possibility that that's not going to happen, but we increase the probability that it is by taking these steps, and that is worth it. And when you do that, it's a pretty bold thing to say, I promise, but I am really pretty certain that if you do these things, you will experience life in a grander way than what you're experiencing now. It'll take on more meaning and more purpose, and that to me is worth it. So with that out there, I want you to take within mind what it was that you wrote down on your white shell. If you weren't here, just taking in mind what is one of your intentions for the end, for 2025, and then moving towards that. So let's take that intention into your mind and making yourself comfortable, however you like to be when you go into contemplation or prayer, and just begin by acknowledging that we are part of one infinite universe, one infinite mind, all consciousness. There's only one thing in all existence, and we are it. We are that existence. We are that manifestation, and we are that one consciousness. So as we draw our minds to it, it draws its mind to us. It is one, intermingled, and our desires and intentions are the desires and the intentions of the universe, which is why there's so much power behind our desires and intentions. So when we make that choice, the universe has placed that option within us, and by its desirability means that its fulfillment is in the realm of possibility, and Spirit is there to help. So I take these words to affirm that Spirit is whispering, or maybe even yelling in the ears of all people on their spiritual path. Of everybody that's hearing these words today, Spirit is welcoming you. Spirit is part of your experience, and Spirit brings you here, and your intention brings Spirit within, and through it all, we are lifted up into a higher space. And so I affirm and avow that each and every person that hears these words, that there is mind speaking to them and through them, and that there is power behind that. I offer gratitude for each and every person seeking to up level in their lives, seeking to experience more harmony and joy. And I also offer gratitude for everyone out there that holds ideals and visions that are opposite of mine, because I know it's all part of that infinite nature. I know that there is nobody at the core level on this planet who is actually against me. On the physical level, we may have our disagreements, but underneath, our life impulse is moving us all to that same place, which is to that place of enlightenment, that place of full experience of the divine. So in gratitude for each and every individual, and especially those that I disagree with, because I know that that is where the moment of truth is when we see the highest and best for somebody else, especially those that we consider in opposition. Then we can truly find solutions that incorporate the infinite nature of what we are and create something grander than anything we could have imagined when we're stuck in our little bubble. So I affirm and avow that Spirit's working through us. I affirm and avow that each of us are a strand in that web of life, and that as we move forward, what we do, what intentions we hold, is creating our reality. So in gratitude for it all, and for all of you, I say thank you, and so it is. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for your presence. Thank you for hearing, and thank you for just being that love with a capital L in this world, because we are, and you are, creating a world that works for everyone. And so I would now like to invite Reverend Shell up, and she will be taking the offertory today. So thank you, everybody, and I'll be seeing you all in 2 weeks. Get ready and excited for Adalia Romero, who will be speaking with us next week in person at the center. Peace and love, everybody. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you, Reverend Chris. That was just an awesome talk. I'm all motivated, y'all. I'm all motivated. All right, so now is our time for conscious giving. There are several ways in which you can tithe to the center. You can text your support to 239-320-3820. You can visit us on PayPal and send it to paypal@cslcapecoral.org, or you can use the donate button on our website, and that's CSL, again, capecoral.org. Just look for that little button. You can snail mail us a check. It'll get here. Center for Spiritual Living, 406 Southeast 24th Avenue in Cape Coral, 33990. Or we have our lovely volunteers that will be walking through the room and collecting them for it. So we have an affirmation that we'd like to speak as we're doing this, so I invite you to join me in this affirmation. Today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of this center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good.
Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good. Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good.
Okay, well, this is kind of what Chris was talking about here when he was talking about what you put out comes back 100-fold. It starts right here. So I bless these gifts and I bless the giver, knowing that everything that has been given here is pressed down and multiplied for the giver and for the receiver. I know that we are spreading out and doing good work with these tithes, these gifts, these offerings, and I know that good and more good is flowing forth as a result of everything that's been given here. I bless the gift, I bless the giver, I bless all that, the flow that is going on here, and so it is.
Isn't this a wonderful place to start your Sunday? Yeah. And you know, this is actually officially the first day of the week, so we're off to a great start. And another plug for the Essential Ernest Holmes class with Reverend Shell. It'll be on Tuesdays from 6 to 8 for 10 weeks, beginning January 14th. So $200 includes registration fees, and like Reverend said, that we, if you have any financial struggles, please get with Reverend Shell on that, and she'll help you out. And I know she will. This is a great place. And I have a meditation group that is also on Tuesday nights, 6:30 to 7:30. We do a mindful meditation and discussion. And there's a $10 love offering on the slide, but really don't let that stop you. Any love donation is appreciated, and if you don't have it, that's fine. My concern is just to offer a way to help you open up to that inner journey, because that, my friends, is where the magic begins. So please come and join us. We have a small little group that meets pretty much every week now. So let's help us build some momentum, and don't worry about Reverend Shell's class. Whoever needs to be where they're supposed to be, I know it's all in divine order. We also have Spiritual Living Circle, and this is our Wednesday group where people come and discuss the Science of Mind reading magazine, and that is from noon to 1:30. And we changed the name of it, but it's also like a midweek tune-up is what it used to be called. So come in and experience that. One of our practitioners leads that, and make our day. We would love to pray with you. There's going to be practitioners up here at the end of service. And today in service, when I was listening to Reverend Chris, and something became very clear to me, that prayer is a grand way of setting an intention, because that's what you're doing when you pray. You're setting an intention, and then the practitioner is standing, I call it in proxy, agreeing, and we know where two or more are in agreement that we move mountains. So please come up and help us set your intentions, and we carry them throughout the week with us in our consciousness as well. So please do that, and I think that's about it. So everyone have a blessed and beautiful, like I like to say, 5G day, great, grand, glorious, good God day. And I know we're off to a great week, so thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I'm so glad I finally found it, and I'm drawn to God's loving light, and I know there's always an answer just to seek out, and you shall find. You know that love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. You know that love keeps on lifting me